Welcome back to Exo Protein Cookie Gaming. I go live multiple times a week on Twitch if you want to catch me there. I main this game, Dead by Daylight, and also League of Legends, but I play all types of games. This is going to be a long series. I will be uploading videos of all the killers and the survivors of Dead by Daylight. I go through their lore or bio, customizations in store, and then their perks and abilities and some info about them. This next one is a newer survivor. Her name is Vee. Let's see her perks. Her first one is Road Life, faulty amps, sweaty dives, broken down vans. Nothing makes you feel more alive. While injured, not broken, and repairing a generator, gain 1 token for each regular great skill check success. When you have 4 tokens, spend all tokens and gain 100% healing speed until you stop healing. Lose 1 token when you fail a regular skill check. Broken prevents survivors from being healed. You could try it. I don't see any real benefit to using this in game though. Second one is 1, 2, 3, 4. A steady beat makes for steady work. Press active ability button 2 while standing and idle to enter the performance interaction that lasts up to 15 seconds and empowers survivors within 16 meters. You will get continuous skill checks during this performance. The effect lasts for 90 seconds if the performance is completed. Increases the odds of getting healing and repair skill checks by 20%. When the ability is cancelled or the performance completes, it goes on cooldown for 90 seconds. Another one I wouldn't really say you needed. Let's see her third one. Ghost Notes. You know that the best breakdowns precede the biggest buildups. While you have exhausted, your scratch marks disappear 50% faster. You recover 10% faster from exhausted. Exhausted prevents survivors from activating other perks that cause exhausted. This is, I would say, the one perk that I would definitely want to use or try from Vee. All right, so her lore is the energetic Vee Boonyasak always loved exploring and getting into trouble, but more than anything, she loved playing the drums. As you can see there, she's got drumsticks. She began to teach herself how to play at an early age. She learned traditional instruments and styles, but really fell in love with the modern rock. By the age of 18, she could play virtually any song on the radio after hearing it once. As a young adult, she went to a local show and saw Tick and the Kicks. She immediately fell in love with the band's scrappy sound. Tick's vocals had a gravely urgency, and Crit's huge guitar sound filled the room. The only problem was the tired old drum machine that took ages to reset between each song, but she couldn't get their music out of her head. With no records or merch, the only way she could hear them was live. So she followed them from show to show, learning the simple beats programmed into the drum machine. The bands finally had their big break opening for a group of local legends. They sweated their way through sound check in the massive, uncooled venue when disaster struck. The drum machine crackled and smoked, finally giving up the ghost. They were loading back into the van when Vee offered to play with them, noting that the house drum set was already sound checked. With nothing to lose, they let her play, and the crowd was whipped into a frenzy. Even Tick and Crit seemed rejuvenated by her brash, loud style and boundless energy. She became a permanent member of the band the next day. All right. After jamming for a few weeks, they decided it was time for a new name. Vee suggested they keep some of the old name, Axe Kick. They played their first show under the new name to a modest but enthusiastic crowd who had shown up just for them. Vee had her friend Moss record the show and post it online. Before long, they were getting buzz from all around the world. Vee spent all of her off time making shirts and patches. Axe Kick released an EP online. Before long, the three were scrapping out a modest living. When Tick showed the band a video of strange phenomena at an abandoned opera theater across town, Vee's thrill-seeking instinct kicked in. She said they had to play a show there. Tick and Crit were immediately on board. A heavy show at a massive abandoned venue was going to be the gig of the century. That is a cool venue idea. All right. The night before the performance, they went to scout the venue. Everything was covered in dust and grime. The floors creaked with every step. It was perfect. In the back, they found a dressing room filled with musty old opera outfits and cracked cassettes. With time to kill, they grabbed a couple of pieces from the costumes and threw one of the tapes on. What they heard stopped them in their tracks. Ghostly, unnatural sounds, voices that seemed to dance around the room. Disturbed, they stopped the tape immediately and made for the exit. The next day, the venue was packed. Axe kicks sounded tighter than ever. The crowd was losing their minds. Sweat pooled on Vee's brow, and she played harder and faster in the suffocating heat. Above the crowd's screams, she heard something else, the voices from the tape. She closed her eyes to block it out, focused on the beat. The noise of the crowd faded as she lost herself in the encore. As the song ended, she opened her eyes and could barely see. She wiped her eyes, thinking it was sweat, but it was something else, a thick black fog. The crowd was gone. Tick and Crit were gone. All she could hear was the echoes of her drums in the distance. She stood from her stool and strode into the inky blackness to find her friends. All right. I don't see many people running her in-game. But let's see her customizations. That's her default. This one's creative shoot. Very hippie-like or something like that, yeah. Promotional shoot. Band manager. Just different colors. Emo jams. That one's cute. I like her pants. These are just the other colors and designs and stuff. She's cool looking. Here's a pistachio percussionist. Cool name. Poppy percussionist. And purple percussionist. And yeah, that's her default. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like these videos to keep me uploading more. And again, I go live on Twitch multiple times a week. My name on Twitch is Exoproteincookie. Thank you for watching.